Hey, what's going on, guys? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm so fired up because I've got not only just a friend, but a mentor and a guy who is just living, walking, breathing proof of what a life on fire looks like. So we're about to go bust in on my good friend and mentor, Lewis Howes, who's got one of the top podcasts called The School of Greatness. And so this is going to be an amazing episode. We just traveled all the way from all the way from San Diego up here to LA to West Hollywood to crash in and see what's going on with Lewis Howes. So follow me.
Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire.
Housekeeping!
Oh! What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Doing well, man.
Doing
Thanks
well?
for coming.
Yeah, I'm fired up. I think everyone's fired up for this thing. I want to see what's going on in the crib of Lewis Howes.
Good.
So,
Well, welcome.
sweet. All right. Let's do a little tour. I can't help but look at this as the first stop. So what's the backstory behind this?
So, I've been here almost a year.
Okay.
And I had a kind of like a welcome party, holiday party for Christmas. And I did this poster over there, which I'll talk about next, which is all about love.
Okay.
And then I had a little book party, kind of like a small gathering with Adam Braun.
Oh, yeah.
Who's a New York Times bestseller, founder
Okay.
of Pencils of Promise.
Yeah.
And it's not a charity, it's a for purpose. So when
Oh,
he
sweet.
came, I thought I'd create this little piece of art and say, what's your purpose? And allow all the guests to write what their purpose is. So each one kind of signed it, wrote some cool inspiration about what their purpose is, just got them thinking about what they really want to do in their lives.
That's huge. That's
Yeah.
a big aspect. That's one of the things we're going to be drilling down and diving into his purpose. And so just a little bit of a little foreshadowing for that. How would you describe your purpose?
You know, I think it evolves over time.
Yeah.
But right now, you know, when I was 20, I just wanted to be a pro athlete. That was
Okay.
like my purpose.
Yeah.
It's like just to be pro athlete, inspire others.
Mm-hmm.
To be their greatest selves.
Yeah.
Right now, it's to inspire 100 million people
Sweet.
to discover and follow their passion
Okay.
and make a living around that passion.
That's it right there. Light bulb fire. And with your show, tell us just real quick about your show, School of Greatness.
School of Greatness is interviewing celebrities, world-class athletes,
Yeah.
business influencers, and it's all about tapping into how to become great,
Yeah.
their story, their message, and inspiring 100 million people with that message.
I love it. And guys, if you haven't checked it out, I know we're going to have the show notes and all kinds of links and resources for you guys, but definitely check out the School of Greatness. I was ripping it the whole way up from San Diego. It's one of my absolute favorites and a must. So don't just check it out, dive in, immerse yourself, and then also write a review. Tell this guy why it's freaking amazing. But all right, so let's check out what else we got over here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite pictures, actually. My good buddy Nick Onken, who's, in my opinion, the best photographer in the world, took this shot, and I thought I'd just create a great piece for the entire living room. It's kind of like living the dream right here, being inspired. I love to travel. This is actually Rio. I have not been there yet.
Yeah.
But that's where the Olympics are in 2016.
Oh, okay.
And it's my dream to be there in 2016 with the USA national team.
It's like a vision board almost.
With art.
With art.
Yeah.
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 I love it.
So that's that. This is the other piece I was talking about, which is Love Is. I just thought it'd be cool to, again, when people came for my kind of welcome party here and holiday party, I wanted to, and it was being love and
Yeah.
Christmas and everything, and wanted everyone to write down what it meant to them. And again, had some great people here, some big hearts talk about what love is to them, very creative individuals.
Oh, we need, so I can't help but ask. So what is love to you, man?
I don't even know if I wrote on here.
Lewis Howes, I am complete. So maybe a fan, maybe?
All right, here's what I
Something like
said. Being a vulnerable, raw, open, and honest man without judgment.
that? Bam.
So,
All right.
That's what I put at the moment.
That's it.
That's
That's
what I
it
put at the
right
moment.
there.
Yeah, this is, I'll show you the kitchen.
Cool.
This is my assistant, Sarah, is incredible. She runs my entire life, business, personal life. She cooks for me, she does everything. she kind of works out of the whole place, but this is her spot. She's out of town right now, so she would probably be extremely embarrassed knowing that I'm doing this video shoot here without her approval of cleaning it first.
And one thing that I do want to just bring up about that is, and we'll probably get to this as part of the lifestyle segment, but you were saying that, I mean, so tell us what she does for you and how this impacts your life and your business and everything about your world.
She's basically a wife without being a wife.
Okay.
She does everything without the, you know, the added benefits. Yeah. No, she's incredible. She manages my home.
Yeah.
Like everything that I need, food, cooking, cleaning, all my errands. She manages a lot of my business, email, scheduling flights, like just planning my life in the future with what I'm up to, what's happening. I've got a lot of moving parts. She reads all these books. Authors send me a lot of books. So she'll read them, take notes, and give me a cliff
No way, you get the cliff notes?
All the cliff notes.
That's awesome.
She'll bookmark pages for me to read. She'll write down 10, 20 questions, and then give me a brief, like 10-minute synopsis before I'm about to interview someone. So I've got the whole book in 10 minutes as opposed to...
That's awesome.
It takes me forever to read.
Yeah.
A lot, you know, a long book. And so she makes it easy for me. She makes it efficient.
And I mean, it's getting you prepped for an interview, getting you prepped for things so you're on the ball, on point, but I think that's just awesome about it, is whether it's delegating or just like outsource virtual assistants. I mean, you're making your life easier, man. And this guy, so it's freeing you up to take his time and do it on the highest and best use of your time. So it's key. Get yourself an assistant, or start with a house cleaner. That one little adjustment, you know, for me, that was my first step into delegating. And as soon as it happens that first time, it's like, wow, it's not only spotless, but you didn't have to clean, and I can invest that time in something else. You know?
For someone like you who charges whatever it is every hour, if you're doing a task that someone else can do for a fraction, then why do those tasks?
Totally.
That's something I've been learning. I'm still practicing and learning that, you know, figuring out ways to maximize my time, leverage it either for my own health and balance with just relaxation time, or using that time to build my business.
We should do something that could work out for me, though. Like, I need maybe a lap band. So those things work.
The magnetic, like shockers that just like shock your stomach and like burn fat or something.
So productive, you know?
Yeah. So this is the kitchen. The best part about the kitchen is the view, in my opinion. I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but just, you know, doing dishes and looking out all of the City of Angels is pretty fun. So.
And so what was it, and where are you from originally?
From Ohio. A small town near Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Now, was it a dream to come out here, or did this kind of evolve over the years, or how'd you land here?
I never wanted to come to LA ever. I never thought I'd move to California. I liked visiting and seeing my friends, and people were like begging me to move here.
Yeah.
I was like, no. I was living in New York City a couple of years ago, and I just fell in love with that city. It's the best place in the world. And I was like,
the winters, though.
The winters are horrible.
Brutal.
And I met a girl in New York a couple years ago.
Okay, little Love Is.
Love It. Yeah,
wasn't that Amanda on there, was it?
No, that's another friend. I met a girl. Her name was Julia, and fell for her pretty hard. She was living here, and she asked me to come out. I moved, and it ended up not working out. We're still good friends, but I fell in love with the city in the process. The first year was a struggle, but now the second year, I'm like,
feels like home.
So in love with this place, and it's amazing. Yeah. So.
And what do you like about it, like work-wise, or just, I mean, is it the atmosphere, the vibe? I mean, or is there like a lot of business purpose to be here too?
You know, I kind of like the idea that I'd had a good run in New York City for a couple of years, built a foundation, have a great network with entrepreneurs, with influencers, but also with the media out there. Okay. So I go back and I do media stuff. Sweet. And now it's kind of like I'm tapping into the LA scene, the celebrity world, the media that's out here as well. Yeah. And it's good. It's
bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal. So I'm going to be going back and forth a lot still. Yeah.
Cool.
And eventually I'll probably have a place there in the spring and the fall. And then here in the summer,
skip
in the winter.
skip the snowy seasons.
And the summer is miserable. It's so humid.
So hot. Was it the concrete jungle and the pavement?
It's so hot.
It's brutal.
And I sweat in the snow. So being in the heat is just hard.
Yeah, and like there's trash everywhere in New York. And it's like, do you throw that at 100-degree temp? It's crazy. This is paradise out here.
It's pretty. I'm living the dream. I'm excited.
Living the dream.
This is it. Yeah, the fridge is empty right now, but I'll show you what I usually have. It's usually stocked with Sarah. Again, she's probably going to be frustrated that I don't have anything in here, but I usually have this stocked with juices galore up here, and then I have coconut waters all stacked down here. And then she cooks a lot of paleo meals for me, so those are stored there.
So tell me how that's changed your business for healthy eating. That's something I'm kind of just getting into. Started on paleo, doing juicing, but like for you out there, why paleo, why juice, and how that impacts your business.
When I was in New York City, I put on about 30 pounds when I first moved there. Yeah, and I got up to 255 pounds. Oh, wow. And I lost 28 pounds in 28 days doing a change in my diet. And I cut out all refined sugar. Okay. All candies, sweets, any of that stuff.
Now, were you big into them? Were you like a Snickers guy or something?
I eat candy for like breakfast, lunch,
what's your vice?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love milkshakes.
Oh.
So much.
No wonder how he got to 250.
Love milkshakes. And you know the candy bar that I love the most, which you may not have never heard of? It's called Zagnut. You ever heard of Zagnut?
Well, actually, there's a company in Connecticut called Zagnuts, and I knew it had something to do with the candy bar, but I never had one.
It's the best candy bar in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually at like gas stations in the middle of the Midwest somewhere. So if you ever go driving on a road trip back to Connecticut,
dude, I will
get a Zagnut. It's unreal.
Dude, I'm gonna end up 255.
Yeah.
On Zagnuts.
So I cut out gluten and sugar, and in the first 28 days, I lost 28 pounds.
Ah, that's crazy.
Just changing that, and I was doing juice every day, green juice every day, carrot juice, every single day. So this is always stocked with juice. My blender, I make a smoothie every single day as well. Yeah. And it's definitely a game changer for training as an athlete and also training in business.
Yeah. It's just so crazy to start your day right. I'm just kind of getting serious with it now, but like in the mornings with smoothies and the green juice, and it's like the mental clarity and the sharpness. It's way more than just. Plus the other thing is confidence. It's like, dude, I was roaming around 213 pounds, and on my frame, not so good.
5'10".
I actually went to the doctor and I was 5'11". Normally 5'10". And I thought she was just being nice, and I made her do it again.
Take your shoes off.
Yeah, yeah, I was wearing like lifts. No, but yeah, it was not, so like losing weight for confidence has been huge, and just realizing it's like, and that's attaching things that aren't comfortable, like working out and like healthy eating to, this is going to help me live that life on fire. Yeah. It's key. So, all right, cool. What's next?
This is pretty much the kitchen there. It's the laundry room. Not much to look at there, but this is my living room. This is my place where I kind of relax. At the end of the night, I don't really watch too much TV, even though I have this up there. But I just love to like watch a movie every now and then. Yeah. And this is the only really thing that I wanted was a huge couch. Yeah. And I've been subletting for about 3.5, 4 years. Okay. So I never bought furniture. My first piece was this couch, and I had it custom built for my large frame.
I was just gonna say, you need something.
It's amazing.
Big to fit on there.
I've had 7 guests stay here before, comfortably. 2 on this because it like separates. Yeah. But this is just a nice little bed for me to lay down and relax. So this is again, I didn't design any of this. Sarah designed it all, found all the other furniture. She organized everything is all her. So this is the living room, and this is one of my offices. So again, another great view. But let's start this up. I love the views up here. Yeah. And
makes it easy to stay inspired when you got a nice view.
Exactly. This reminds me of New York City. So this is actually, I stay right like in this building. If it extended right here. Okay. I stay with my buddy Derek Halpern, which is like right down here at his place. And I used to live in Union Square, which is like right over here. So this just reminds me of New York City, and I go back every couple months. Enjoy that. I've got my whiteboard where I'm mapping out my next book right now. And
so tell me about the book. So what are you plotting and planning, man? What's to come?
This is all about greatness, and I'm going to be interviewing people that I feel like have achieved greatness. Basically, kind of like my podcast in a book, but really diving into the key principles of greatness.
How it happened.
Mentors, coaches, relationships. Grit, hustle, other key principles that I feel like experiencing pain on a daily basis, I feel like is a huge step to achieving greatness. So interviewing people, I'm really diving in deep in a lot of people's stories and pulling a lot out of them. So I'm excited about it.
What's your tentative kickoff for that?
Well, the goal is to sell within the next couple months.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I've got an agent and going that whole route and taking a major.
Dude, awesome. Keep us posted.
Yeah,
fired up. All right. So tell us about this bad boy right here. I happen to find.
This is my handball. So again, I play with the USA national team, and this is just something I just play with all day long and practice with in here. And
And I think what's crazy, tell us the story about just what's coming up, man, with it's not in Rio, but overseas.
So I got selected for the USA national team for a tournament called the Pan American Championships.
Okay.
So it's a tournament of all the countries in North and South America come together every couple of years to play this tournament. So some Olympians will be there playing.
Sweet.
Like Argentina and Brazil and Chile and Mexico and all these other countries, Canada, they'll all be there. And the top 3 finishes in this tournament qualify for the World Championships.
Sweet.
2015.
That's awesome.
We'll see. I'm just training hard to get ready.
Training hard.
Represent my country.
Represent the country. We'll have to stream that.
Boom.
Maybe we'll use Eric as the like dodgeball. See if you can avoid a handball.
This is the bedroom, and my assistant again. When I found out that I was qualified for the USA team, she decked out this entire room with like American flags and photos of me.
Does she have any twins?
I still yeah, right. I left some of this stuff up so you can see like the USA stuff here, flags, but this whole room was like covered in it. I ripped it all down just before you got here. But this is kind of where the magic happens. I guess where I sleep. Let's check out the studio. This is the real School of Greatness room.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about this spot.
So this is where the real business magic happens.
Oh yeah, it's got a whole different vibe in here.
Different vibe. I'm still working to like deck it out with some more stuff on the walls, but I've got my lockers, School of Greatness. It's all orange themed, like my brand, and a lot of the books that authors send me over here, some of my accomplishments, things like that. Something I'm really proud of is a couple of these photos right here. These are photos of schools that I've helped build with Pencils of Promise, this organization, and who I've dedicated each school to down in Guatemala. Again, my friend Adam Braun, who wrote this book, he's the founder of the organization. So something that really inspires me is to give back and be of service and constantly use my talents and ways to serve others in any way that I can.
That's so key, and it's like we talk quite a bit about purpose and giving back along the way. So what I love is, I mean, you've achieved a lot of success and greatness, but to tie it back to something else. So how would you describe this? Because I've heard a little bit about it, and I want to share that with these guys.
Sure.
I love what you're doing with that and what Adam's doing. So.
Yeah, Pencil of Promise is really an organization to support kids who can't afford school in underprivileged communities all around the world.
Okay.
So he's built over 250 schools now in 5 years.
That's crazy.
It costs $25,000 to build a school. So I've built 2, and I'm working on my 3rd one right now, and I've inspired a lot of other people to build schools as well.
Sweet.
So people around.
There's a ripple. Way
That's
bigger
my
than,
goal. That's my goal. I'm not going to build as many as I want to influence other people to build.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are attaching this to a product launch.
Okay.
Just saying, let's donate, let's build a school around this product launch.
Yeah.
We're going to make $250,000, but we're going to give $25,000 away to Pencil of Promise or whatever it may be. And I think that's a great way for entrepreneurs like me and you to give back, but also to have a bigger meaning than just making money.
Totally.
And a bigger purpose.
And what I love is like that's one of the things that I want to chat with you about. But as we're building out this launch, our goal is to give back about $50,000 to charity. We're still trying to figure out exactly where it's going to go. We've got, we work with foster kids, we mentor them, do some cool stuff. But it's like what I love is that it's not just about that one lump sum that goes out, the $25,000. It's the ripple that you're creating. And I know by having him on your show, there's been so many other entrepreneurs. I mean, I talked to John Lee Dumas, and it's like he keeps coming up, and the awareness that's being created. Right. And it's like I think about it, it's like, man, if we can donate $1 million in our lifetime or whatever that number is, but imagine how many entrepreneurs that they only give back to the ripple that they create and they create and they create, and that's what's so exciting. And that's part of like my bigger purpose. And sounds like for you too. So. That's freaking awesome.
I'll show you the final key spot here. This is where I go every morning and every night. Might be a little loud, there's construction outside right now, but this is it, man. This is the West Hollywood Hills over here. You've got the Sunset Strip right up there. You've got the boulevard down there. Civic Design Center downtown. It's a little hazy today, but you kind of see the entire city out here. And a lot of people improving their homes around. That's why it's wow. I love it. This is living the dream, man. Enjoying life.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So we're gonna go get set up and start breaking down some steps for you guys. All right, well, welcome back. I'm super excited to see what's going on with Lewis Howes and to pull out some of the nuggets and the wisdom on how he built this lifestyle and built the business, and how he's able to build schools all over the world now. And so where I want to start with this is I think of Life on Fire in four pillars, we call it. So the first one is mindset. And so I wanted to start there and kind of drill that down on that and drill into purpose. Then we'll move into marketing and then networking. That's one of the areas where I just see you. I mean, you're a connector. And shoot, you got me connected with people for Gary Vaynerchuk, got a crazy deal. And I love watching a true connector in action. And I mean, shoot, just even on the walk back, you're like, hey, I'll set you up with Pencils to Promise, those guys. So talk about networking for a little bit, and then we'll end with lifestyle and just kind of things you do to have a fully balanced and enriched life, because that's why I want to have you on this show, is that, not only for all the amazing entrepreneurial things that you're doing, but you're an example of having it all. And that's what this is about, is it's not just money, not just the view. It's kind of funny that we do the whole thing, with the material things, because we all know it's really a lot deeper than that. And so to hear, what some of your passions and hobbies, and shoot, handball and stuff. So we'll dive into that at the very end. So as far as mindset goes, what is it that has helped you to get to this level? And if you think back to some of the challenges and the journey that you've had, what's something that comes to mind as far as mindset and things that that you can do to get to that next level?
Well, I think that each one of us have a lot of challenges that we go through growing up.
Yep.
And challenges from each stage of life, right? From like elementary school to high school to college to next level. There's all types of challenges.
Yeah.
And we're all different. And we've all gone through a lot of pain. The pain looks different, but we've all had pain. Emotionally, physically, whatever it may be. And what I've been able to do personally is reach out to people that I aspire to be like, or that I'm inspired by, and get advice from them when I'm in pain, and get feedback on what I should be doing or what I can do to better when I'm in this pain, when I'm in a place of breakdown or confusion or frustration, where I don't know where to go next. And the mentors have really guided me and allowed me to know the right information, know the right steps to take to the next level. So I really seeked out mentors early on when I was in that position.
I'm finding, I mean, for me, as many of these guys know, is like one of my aha moments was actually seeking out a business coach, and I wish I didn't wait till I was 30. And so how did you go about that process, and when did that first start, and who was the first mentor?
Well, I think it depended on the stage of my life, but as a kid it was like my dad or my brother, right? And then when I was in high school it was my coaches. In sports, like each coach was a mentor in a sense, and teachers. And then after sports was done, I guess professional sports was done, and I was moving into the business world, I had a few different mentors. One, a friend of mine named Stuart Jenkins. He's still a good friend of mine today. He was the headmaster of my university. He also qualified for the Olympic trials and the marathon. He had invented a number of things before. He's really successful in a lot of areas of his life. And when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next, he was one of the first guys I reached out to and just said, I'm in pain. I don't know what to do. I'm physically in pain with a broken wrist. Emotionally and kind of like spiritually, I don't know what to do with my life. Because my dream is over. What do I do next?
And it sounds like, would you say that he was a guy that was where you want to be? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was a guy that's, has it all in a sense. He's really got a successful businesses. He's happy. He's got a great family. He's healthy. He's in great shape, well connected, all those things.
Because it seems like in the selection process, you know what I mean? It's like choosing someone that is where you want to be, is definitely key.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, so you went there when you were in pain, and then, what advice would you give as far as finding a mentor? I know that you do mentorship too, for entrepreneurs. If they're, how would you describe what you do for other entrepreneurs?
I first ask them questions, lots of questions, and discover what it is they want. Because that's a lot of things people don't know what they want. They think they know. They think they want this lifestyle or this or whatever it may be, the nice view or whatever it may be. But they don't really know why they want it. So I like to ask the questions first and discover what that is, and then figure out the why, and then I easily navigate and reverse engineer the goal they want and how to get back there step by step.
Huge. Yeah, there's a mentor of mine, Michael Burnoff. It's always like, he does a similar process, like, what do you want? And then what's interesting is that sometimes you look at the plan to get there and you're like, doesn't match at all. It was like, in my case, I wanted the second time I went to this event, I wanted to find love. And yet when I looked at my plan for it, it was like, well, I'm traveling all over the country. I'm, have no time for dating. I'm not available. Yeah. So it's like, that's not going to work. But, so cool.
Yeah. I think a lot of the challenges, with entrepreneurs, they want to be financially free.
Yeah.
Is the main goal for a lot of entrepreneurs. They want to have a lifestyle set up where they're financially free, where they're bringing in passive income. I usually hear the number around $20,000 to $25,000 a month. It's what people love to be making, working 10 hours a month.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a number of sacrifices that you're going to have to make, and then a lot of pain you're going to have to go through in order to get to that place. There's a learning experience. There's a connecting with people, sacrificing your time, your energy, giving up other things you may want to be doing instead. So there's a period that people need to go through in order to break through to get there.
Yeah.
Until that happens, if your why isn't powerful enough, if your purpose isn't strong enough for what you want, then in my opinion, you're not going to be committed long enough to get there.
To actually get there, it's kind of like fledgling along the way, because you don't really have a deep enough sense of why and purpose. So that brings up a great next topic, which is for someone that has big aspirations like that. They want the house, they want the lifestyle, and they understand that they need to connect it to a greater purpose. How do you look at that, or what advice would you give someone that is very committed, very motivated? Let's say they make a perfect client for you.
Sure.
Let's just say, so I come to you and, relatively successful business, but I want to get the next level. But I'm still a little bit confused on my purpose. Is there any exercise or things you do to kind of shake that loose or drill down?
The exercise that I work with a lot of entrepreneurs is called the perfect day exercise.
Okay.
And what it is, I have people, it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur or whatever you want to be, write down a page, broad terms of what your perfect day looks like. So for you, it might be, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I go to the gym and get my ass handed to me by my trainer.
Today, yeah.
Right? Then for an hour, I
swear to God, I can't straighten my arm, just so you guys know.
Right.
Like, I had my hands in my pockets like this whole time, because I couldn't straighten my arm.
I know the feeling. When you're going to failure, that happens.
Yeah, and I started my hands in my pockets. I'm just like, dude. I started to wonder, is it ever going to go straight again? So yes, my perfect day is getting my butt kicked.
This is your perfect day, actually. I'm going to assume this is what your perfect day is. You wake up and you roll over and look into the eyes of the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah.
And
Megan Ann.
Your breath is taken away because you can't believe how in love she is with you and how lucky you are to wake up to such an amazing human being.
Dude, no joke, that's how it is lately. It's like a whole different level. I've never even experienced life this way.
And your eyes just talking about it right now, and your experience with me sharing this with you, I see you light up.
Yeah.
So that would be first thing. Then you go to the gym and you get this amazing.
Maybe a little time for
you know what I'm saying? All right. You wake up and you experience.
You want the perfect day.
You experience for whatever amount of time.
Yeah.
Then you go to the gym. Then you come back and do some type of meditation or do some type of reading or preparation for the day. Then you crush it for 5 or 6 hours in your business. You're working with entrepreneurs. You're supporting people. You're excited about what you're doing. You're creating stuff. You're interviewing people. You're doing the things that you love.
Yeah.
Then you taper it off around 3 or 4 o'clock. You go to the beach with your girl, or maybe you take a jog or a break to see her. You go see some friends at night, or you hang out with her. You have a date with her.
Yeah.
You do something else. And then you guys do your rituals before you go to bed, and that's kind of like a perfect day. And so I have people write out perfect day, what this could look like. And obviously, your perfect day is going to be different because you don't want to do the same thing every day because it's not going to be fun anymore.
Yeah.
So there's going to be things that come into play, but just write it out so you have an idea. Then the second part of the perfect day exercise is writing out basically hour by hour what that happens, your schedule.
Okay.
So 5 a.m. wake up.
Yeah.
And hang with girlfriend in bed, right? 5:30, go to gym for 1 hour.
Yeah.
6:30, so hour by hour, what does it actually look like?
Yeah.
So you kind of have a game plan, a general sense as well of what your ideal day looks like for you.
Okay.
And then sit there and think about when you read this to yourself, when you read what you've written, just like you spoke this out loud, does it excite you?
Yeah.
Are you like getting goosebumps? Are you getting like
Yeah.
the hair on the back of your neck standing up? Do you feel like that's your purpose? Or if not, then take some time
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
You know what I love about that is like it's, you know, we spend so much time working, and if we don't enjoy the journey, then it's kind of all for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like what's wild is when I think about like the perfect day. Some people would, you know, it would say things like, "Oh, it's like hobbies and like golf all day," but that gets old, like you said. And what's crazy is like I get so much joy and fulfillment out of knowing that I put in work. Like I'm gonna drive home happy today. I'm gonna listen to other cool shows on the way back and kind of I'm kind of taking today to like educate myself. But it's like, you know, to shoot this and to know that this might be the one thing that someone needs that's watching right now, that could set them off. Like it could be the perfect day exercise for you right now that changes your trajectory, changes the course. And like that for me is so exciting. And it's like to be able to, you know, feel accomplished at the end of the day. Right. I found that when there's even like sometimes on the weekend, if I don't do anything, it's a whole different experience like going to bed. Like I thrive on feeling like I've accomplished or helped someone that day, you know? And it's like, and that's, I don't know, I feel like that's it's a different way to live your days because you're making impact, you know? Sure. And so tell us about, so we talked about it a little bit in the other room, but like connecting the perfect day. You know, what I love about you is you've got huge visions of inspiring, 100 million people. So what about advice on just how to tie this to a charity? Because I've seen some people are like, oh, well, we're going to do it to like, you know, save the manatees, but it's not really compelling. It's like, they feel like they're supposed to, but, you know, how did you choose the schools and how do you, you know, how do you look at how to give back?
You know, for years I've been wanting to like be of service in a bigger way. I didn't have any money years ago, so I was like, all I can do really is my time, give up my time and my energy. But when I started like generating money in my business, I was like, okay, I know when I start giving this back, what's it going to be? For me, I'm a big believer in education. Yeah. Because my education growing up in traditional school was not good. I had an extremely challenging time learning. I was dyslexic. I couldn't read. When I went to 8th grade, a private school, I had a 2nd grade reading level. They put me into special needs classes throughout high school. I had tutors, and I always felt very ignorant. I felt very stupid. I felt dumb. I didn't feel like I fit in ever in class because everyone around me was so intelligent. And I was just this like ignorant jock that didn't know anything based on school, traditional school. So for me, I understand the value of educating in a way that where children understand it. Where they feel like they're heard, they're listened to, and they're getting results and they're learning. So when I met Adam Braun from Pencil and Promise, I saw that he was doing something great for kids who couldn't afford school and creating great education, the best education for them in their countries, for people that couldn't afford it. For me, I thought that was something admirable, something that I would love to be a part of, to even build one school. I thought would be great. So that's why I joined them.
And you know, off camera for a second, we were talking. I mean, what's so crazy about it is like it's a legacy that you're building. You know, so tell us about the schools and how they're dedicated.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, I mean, they don't have to do this. It's not like they need to. But Adam Braun, the founder, he wanted to dedicate a school. His first school, he built it to dedicate his grandparents. Okay. And for kind of like the legacy that they left for him. And I was like, man, that's so inspiring to give back to your grandparents. To like for the journey that they went through, the pain, the struggle, so that you could have what you have now. And so
what a way to honor them.
What a way to honor them.
You know what I mean?
And I was like, I want to dedicate one to my parents for like how they raised me and how I am
Were
now.
you troublesome at all or no?
I mean, not like my brother. My brother went to prison for 4 years.
Was he younger?
He was 11 years older than me.
Oh, older.
Yeah, I mean, I was the youngest of 4. Okay. So my older siblings were pretty troublesome. Okay. I was like a little brat. But I mean, I got into trouble, but I was more of just like a brat. But super grateful from both my parents for what they each taught me and what they continue to teach me. It's becoming, you know, a loving human being in the world. And so I dedicated my first one to them, and then I wanted to honor my brother and all of my siblings, so I dedicated my next one to my brother, and the next 2 will be for my sister. They don't know it yet, but they know.
It's coming.
It's coming,
That's cool. And what I love, man, is that it makes the the phone call that goes the wrong direction easier to overcome when it's all connected to that greater purpose. You know what I mean? And it's a bigger why, and as you can see, it's a bigger why and a bigger purpose than anything financial or just monetary for Lewis. It's the legacy. It's, you know, the school that's dedicated to your sister that is going to help. How many kids do these things serve?
Man,
like
it's a couple hundred, like every
kids
every like couple years. So it's like there'll be thousands of students.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. So I love that. Well, that's cool. So I think we've kind of started with mindset and things that you've done. You sought mentorship. You also then came back and looked at, you know, dug deep and figured out your why, your purpose. We did the perfect day exercise. What about staying sharp? Staying sharp right now, and I think one of the things that I've just immersed myself in personal development, and it sounds like you do the same. So what would be some tips for an entrepreneur, whether it's books or maybe that conference or something that you're into to get to that next level? Stay sharp.
I think it all depends on where you're at, and you know, I'm probably going to say something that's not the most popular thing, but I would say don't beat yourself up when you don't feel like you are where you're at. So you may feel like, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not physically fit. I'm not making the income I want to make. I don't have the relationship. I would say the first step is not to beat yourself up.
Okay.
And this is something that I was the king of the world doing for many years. When I didn't feel like I had what I wanted, I would just beat myself up. And even when I did get what I wanted, I would beat myself up because it wasn't good enough. So I think the first step is like acknowledging where you are currently. So here's where I'm at as a human being. This is what I've created in my life. This is what I'm creating. This is how I feel. This is how I look. And acknowledging all the great things about me.
It's huge.
Without being egotistical about it, but just being like, I'm so blessed and grateful for what I have.
It's huge. Goosebumps right there.
Starting from that place, and then again, acknowledging where you are each day, where I am each day, as opposed to, here's what I need to do to get better. Take a moment to acknowledge. And then to get sharp, I think it's important to always have a coach. And this is why people should be signing up with you, with Life on Fire, as your coach, because you're always going to improve when you have someone else who's an outside perspective, showing you the mistakes you're making and helping you stay on track and keep you accountable. You're always going to get better having a coach than not having a coach.
Totally.
It may not be the right coach. If you're not getting better with the coach, it may not be the right coach, so you need to shift it. But I'm sure all of your students are getting better in achieving the goal that they have set out originally because they have you supporting them. So it's extremely important to have a coach. All the best athletes in the world have coaches. A lot of the big CEOs in the world have some type of coaching or leadership program they're in, or executive retreats that they're a part of that they continue to get sharp with. So I would say whenever I have a coach, I'm on point. A lot better than when I don't have a coach. It's not to say I get everything done always, but I'm on point.
Makes it a heck of a lot easier. And it's like if you've got someone that's where you want to be, you know, it's kind of like I think of like with John Lee Dumas. I mean, you know, reaching out to Jamie Tardy, where she was where he wanted to be, hiring you as a coach, and then you took. I mean, it's like I love hearing, you know, his stories about you and how that's changed. You know, you got him to do Podcaster's Paradise, and it's like his income reports exploded. And then from there, it's like he's like, Lewis, what's next? You know, Webinar on Fire. I mean, it's just so awesome to see the impact, and that's partly why, you know, I got so much impact from my coach, and it's like, maybe I should do more coaching, a little bit less Facebook marketing, and now I love it. You know, it's I'm sure you do too. Just having your hands in someone's business. From the outsider, what's so great as the outsider, it's easy to make the adjustments.
It's easy. You don't do the work, but you can see what needs to work.
I know. It's like the best business model. You know what I mean? But that's cool. All right, so I think we're pretty much. You know, we got some great tips from you on mindset, and I want to leave enough room for some of these other pillars. So as far as let's just say that someone's got some pretty good clarity. They've got a good idea of what they want to do. They've got a business at this point, or at least the foundation of a business, whether it's creating info products or a podcast. And now it's like, all right, I know what I want to do, and I've got my purpose, and now I just need to do it. And from a marketing perspective, how do you look at building an audience? You know, if you're newer, where do you start, and what have you found from your experiences to be helpful?
Two important things to start with. One is your brand, and two is your list. Those are the things I would invest in the most. originally. Each year I try to increase my brand and my list. And there's a number of ways you can do both of these. With the brand, this is my opinion, I highly believe the design is crucial to differentiating yourself from everyone else who's trying to do similar things in your industry.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what you're trying to do in any type of business, online, offline, doesn't matter. The branding, in my opinion, is what sets people apart. Originally.
Huge. I just want to point out that, dude, so I invested in our brand with Life on Fire, right?
Yeah,
so I invested heavily. I love it.
Yeah.
And you know, he got the branding guy got me to take professional photos and stuff, which has been great. And it was similar around the similar time you came out with your new website with the new photos and the layout, and it's like, dude, like totally just nailed it, crushed it. I mean, it's a whole different step above, you know what I mean? And it's an obvious where you look at your site and it's like, oh, here's a guy, you know, there's an instant perception of and you call it greatness, but I mean, there's an instant perception of just like, dude, this is the guy, you know what I mean? And so it's been fun to watch on my side. I mean, just to see, you know, and I've got a couple like things I'll bring out, but just to see from the LinkedIn book to like the site and you're always just up leveling yourself every step.
Trying to improve every time, every chance I get it. I mean, and for me, I didn't know a lot about branding.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I talked to my friend who's one of the top branding people and like graphics people, design person there is, and I said, what should I do? So I reached out to basically a mentor or coach in this situation. I said, what can I do to improve my brand? Here's what I represent, here's who I am, this is what I like to portray, I just don't know how to make this look good.
Yeah.
And he gave me basically a branding outline document. He was like, here's what you're gonna create. Put this together, answer all these questions, lay it out, and then that's what you're gonna give your web designer.
Sweet.
So I did a lot of the pre-work for creating that design. I found the right company that I wanted to hire for that. Yeah. And I said, here it is. It's given to you on a silver platter, right? As opposed to, I want to build a site, and then them being like, okay, well, what do you want it to be? And going back and forth. It was basically, that was like 2 iterations, and it got to that.
And you know, I think that's you bring up a really important topic is sometimes people, you know, they don't put in the work and they rely on the web person to just figure it out. And that's one of the biggest things where it's like there's always that battle between the web developers and creative, and it's because people don't really know what they want. So
and
taking
they
the time to
get know what you want.
It's a big disaster. So you did the work, and so any tips from that framework or how you looked at, you know, how'd you come up with School of Greatness and just that to be your theme?
Yeah.
So you put yourself back in that branding moment. You know, what are a couple tips on how'd you get there on the greatness?
You know, I was doing this. I started off kind of like in the LinkedIn space, teaching people LinkedIn, and then we were creating. My former business partner Sean Malarkey and I were creating products around Facebook and social media products. Yeah, we were publishing people. It was growing really fast in a short amount of time. We were doing a lot in sales, and I just realized that like that served a purpose for me to generate some income, so I wasn't on my sister's couch anymore. Yeah. And I liked doing it at the time, but then it started to not be as fun. So I realized this is not what I want to be doing. Yeah. So I said, okay, I get to acknowledge where I'm at, shift, and then move on to what is it that I do want. Yeah. Because what I want now may be different what I want tomorrow and in 10 years. Yeah. Priorities change. Yeah. We change. So it's just a matter of being, okay, here's where I'm at. What do I want next? And I remember just feeling like I want to be talking on a broader basis. I want to be talking about mindset, about peak performance, about, you know, greatness, and about, and I want to mix everything I've learned in my life with sports, with business, with marketing, with relationships, with everything, and doing one thing. And it's crazy. Somehow, and I was like, I want it to be a bigger brand than just myself, just like my name or just like LinkedIn stuff. Yeah. And I don't even remember how I came up with the name, but I remember doing some brainstorming. Yeah. And I'm a big guy of learning. So learning about but not traditional school. I don't like traditional school. So it was like School of Greatness. It just came. I don't know.
Well, I mean, from a branding perspective, what's so sick about the whole thing is it takes a guy, you know, dyslexic past and like have a hard time reading to then turning all around. And it's like, I always love just hearing stories like this and really drilling down. It's like, it's some of your biggest challenges in life from school to reading, if you will, and different things, and just having that, it sounds like those were some challenging days.
Yeah, very.
To then being morphed into, this is your biggest mission, school of greatness, building freaking schools in other countries, you know what I mean? But you've taken the biggest challenge, you've morphed that into your life mission, inspiring hundreds of millions, and that's where it's like, I don't even know when it was. Maybe it was like 2009 or 2010 when I first reached out to you, be on my Facebook Mastery Summit, and what's just crazy is to see at that point you were the LinkedIn guy, and what's so cool about that is like you were the go-to guy for that one topic, and it's like someone could say, LinkedIn, someone would say Lewis Howes, someone would say Lewis Howes, but the LinkedIn guy, and it's like that allowed you to build your brand, get on stages, and then the shift, you know what I mean, and recalibrating, and that's just a cool message for this, and then to look at the macro brand where you're ending up, which it seems like you're really in the sweet spot. I mean, it seems like you're like in the full living the dream mode right now. Is that safe to say you're like full out?
In what sense?
There might be higher levels of living the dream.
There's always the next level.
There's always the next level, but it seems like you've got a good grip on like your mission, and it's very aligned.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at the beginning stages of where I want to be.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel at peace with a lot of my own personal, struggles that I've faced in my life. I've been talking about it on my podcast a lot lately. I feel at peace with relationships in my life, family. I've really learned how to connect on a deeper level. I think each year I learn better and better how to connect with people. Yeah. And how to not hold on to things that don't work for me. Okay. And really let those things go. Yeah. Whereas for years I would hold on to so much and use it as this like fuel and this energy to like get what I wanted. Yeah. But then it always left me unfulfilled. Okay. Because I was holding on to this tension still. Sure. It gave me the energy to get what I wanted, but then I was miserable when I got it. Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
I have. Oh yeah, selling the whole business thing, and then I finally got it, and it was like I was like dead inside afterwards. I had lost a relationship I had for 7 years, moved across the country, didn't have as many friends out there, and was like, all that sacrifice for what?
For what? Yeah. Yeah. So I feel really at peace with a lot of things. I feel like I've done a lot of the heavy lifting to set me up for what's coming next.
Yeah, some big stuff. So I love that. So branding has been huge and massively important. Then you also said list building. So
list building. Yeah.
Tell us about some things that how you built your list, if you will, and then some things that they can do to implement themselves.
I mean, originally I was using LinkedIn to build my list, and I was building these groups on LinkedIn and getting people to opt in through free webinars from these groups. And built like 150,000 person list from LinkedIn in the first couple of years, all for free, which was fun. So I didn't really know other list building strategies. I just knew LinkedIn and social media, and promoting webinars that way. Okay. But some great list building strategies, some simple ones that a lot of people know but they don't do. It's just really, in my opinion, guest posting. Whenever I guest post on a single author blog that gets around, let's say 30 to 100,000 hits a month, I generated a lot of qualified leads of people that are going to be dedicated to reading ongoing and eventually are going to buy.
This is a great topic because it's so crazy. I've got so many clients that I tell them to do this, but there's such a block. There's such a block. I personally have a block too. Like, I know that this is going to be great. This is what I'm going to commit to you. All right, I'm going to, in 30 days, 2 guest blog posts are going to go out. And here's the thing for you guys right now. If you're in a business, well, I guess every business has niches. Every business has blogs. But I think a cool outcome, I always love to have a little challenge in there, but like write 1 guest blog post for your industry. Even if you don't have a business yet, this is still going to be something that you can do. It's going to get your name out there and get you known and get you found. So the upside of guest blog posting is going to be building your list. You said it's really high quality leads, and then how
also building your brand, in front of people. Yeah.
And so how do you get in front of I think one of the blocks is actually getting on the platform, like Social Media Examiner. How do you actually, here's some content I created, how do you get on their website?
The best way is to become friends with the people who are running the sites. Okay. And the best way to become friends with people running sites is to be at the conferences where they're at and connect with them after the event. Okay. This is what I've done over the last, I guess, 5 or 6 years, is really going to a lot of the key events. Okay. Where I knew the influencers were going to be at, the authors, the publishers, the site owners, and approaching individuals in different ways of giving value. So not asking, hey, my name is Lewis Howes, can I write for your site?
Yeah.
Because they probably get that all the time, but really connecting with them and saying something about their site, how much you appreciate it. Obviously sharing their content.
Okay.
And letting,
Like
them
retweeting.
Yeah, retweeting them or sharing them on Facebook so they are aware of you
in
the first place. And having a good brand and good design is going to increase their chances of you posting.
Perception.
Because they want to work with people who are qualified with the brand.
Sweet. Okay. So, so you're identifying. What are a couple ones that you found to be impactful for your business?
The events.
Events and then sites. Yeah.
Events. I would say South by Southwest was a big one for me.
Really.
Huge. Okay. Originally, because just everyone was there, and I really, I hustled. Another event called Summit Series, which is kind of like an invite-only event.
Okay.
Which is really powerful. But I would say Blog World and South by Southwest are two that people should go to for, if you're in the online marketing space at least.
Okay, connecting.
And then Convert, what's the one Ryan Dice does?
Traffic and
conversion. That one's really good. I found some great connections there, and those guys do a great job. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how about, so let's just say that you connect, you've got, you're meeting influencers in your niche, and then you've got, a couple of the top sites. What are some in your or our industry that you found to be impactful?
The sites?
Sites.
Oh, man. Well, Ramit Sethi, IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com, SocialTriggers.com, MarieForleo.com. Tim Ferriss's site is huge. I mean, whenever I leave comments on his site, I'll get like a few hundred hits back to my site just from like leaving a comment sometimes.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
blog commenting still working.
It still works, yeah.
Interacting, you know what I mean? It's engaging.
Entrepreneur.com is big for me. I get a lot of traffic from them. I write for them every week.
And what I love about that is it sounds like with Entrepreneur.com anyway, I mean, that's not only just you're getting seen in there, but I mean, how much credibility, or perceived credibility anyway, comes from being on there, and I think you even mentioned it on your site,
of course,
as seen on, and so it's like, what I love about this strategy is that you could literally choose your niche, get clear on it, get clear on your why, and then go write a blog post and bring it to Entrepreneur.com and quote, come out of nowhere. Like, you could be the next person that just comes out of nowhere. It's like the Twitter expert. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm going to challenge AJ. He's one of my Firestarter elites. He just came on board the big level. And I'm going to challenge you two here. You got 2 guest blog posts to write as well, buddy.
30 days.
But 30 days. But it's like for this guy, it's like he's so fired up. He's got such good content. And it's like for him to be as seen on Entrepreneur.com and then to be involved in that community. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a big leverage point. And then as far as marketing, what about advertising? Do you dabble some paid media, or you?
I have never needed to.
If you didn't catch it, there's a little sigh coming out of there.
But
is it time?
It's coming.
Is it Dumas? Is he like?
No. Brian Moran has been in my ear about it for a while.
Brian Moran?
Yeah.
The Get 10,000 Fans guy?
Yeah. And
he's a good guy.
I've just never needed to, and I don't think I need to now. I still feel like I need to, but I want to.
Yeah.
Because I want to accelerate my list building.
Yeah.
And I feel like Facebook is the way to do it still.
Oh, you're gonna
you obviously know all about it.
Yeah. So. When you dive in, you're gonna be like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you built without it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like dumping gasoline on what you've got going on, and you throw in some retargeting where you're all over Google and stuff too.
Yeah.
Man, forget about it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm excited.
Okay, a little.
Here's the thing. I like to do the things that I focus on the things I'm really good at.
Yeah.
And I'm not really good at that because I've never done it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have some people support me in setting that up and making it happen.
Yeah.
But again, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they'll try so many things that they feel like they need to.
Yeah.
And then they forget about what they're really good at.
Huge.
And for me, I want to continue to always focus on what I'm good at. Always learn new things as well and get good at other things, but stick to my core focus on what I'm great at.
That's so key. We get spread so thin because we feel like we're supposed to do everything, and if we just stay with what we're good at, make it so much easier. Okay, so marketing is pretty dialed in. There's one last thing on marketing though. Just tell me about podcasting and any just when I say podcasting, what comes to mind? With your show. I mean, fired up about it.
Dude, I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
It's been a game changer, and it's only just began. I started it just over a year ago.
Okay.
It's I started out getting like a couple thousand hits an episode or whatever. Now it's 200,000 downloads a month and growing, and I'm just doing 1 or 2 episodes a week right now.
Yeah.
So it's been just a fun way to connect with people all around the world that I don't know, and get messages from them saying that there's that one thing you said that shifted everything for me, and now I'm on this path, which I'm so blessed and grateful to be on. It's just it's a fun way to share my message with the world and inspire other people to live the life of their dreams. So I'm excited about it. I know you're excited about it too.
I don't know. I mean, it's like to take, if you've got a message, and I think for everyone, I mean, we all have something inside of us. We're all here for a reason.
Yeah.
We all have a real purpose, whether it's something that we find inside or it's spiritual or God's purpose. But it's like, what a venue. I mean, to be able to put something out on iTunes and if you just follow the steps, you get, the free traffic on iTunes for the first 8 weeks. And but what would you say, how, for a lot of people, they can get onto iTunes, right? And they can get that early new and noteworthy action. What would you say has been some leverage points to get you from there to be at the top, one of the top shows in all of the space?
I mean, I would just say follow John Lee Dumas's information on that, but it comes down, because there's so many new podcasts coming out now, I believe it comes down to the quality of the production and the quality of the guest.
Okay.
Because I feel like everyone's interviewing the same people and saying the same things, at least in the entrepreneur business space. It's like, how are you going to listen to everyone's show when they're all interviewing the same people?
Right.
So what I've tried to do, like I did with my branding and my site design, is differentiate from every other podcast out there.
Yeah.
Really differentiate with the type of guests I have on. I don't feel like these guests have been on any other podcasts. A lot of these guests.
Yeah.
The style of show, the type of questions that I ask, I feel like is different than what everyone else is asking. Not that everyone else is wrong or better or worse, it's just different.
Yeah, it's
and
huge.
So I'm just trying to find that different audience that really wants to learn in a unique way.
That's awesome. All coming back to the school of greatness, man.
Yeah, baby.
That is awesome. And that's so important. Just zag when everyone else is zigging. You know what I mean? And that's why that's why we have Eric here. What's up, man? We've got the cameras. It's because we want to be different. Because it is becoming a crowded space in the entrepreneur category. What's exciting is that if your niche is outside of this, it could be anything from health and wellness to, it could be about horses. It's like, who is it that just launched a fishing podcast? I think Ed Rush, Mike Haning's guy, and it's crushing in that niche. So just a lot of opportunities. So if we, this pillar is always a little bit faster. We already touched on it a little bit. But the networking side of things, I think for you reaching out, going to events, surrounding yourself with the right people, getting the FaceTime with those people so that as you're posting and tweeting, they're seeing you and allowing you to guest blog posts for them. What are some other things that you found to be useful, or any tips about how you network that's helped to set you up?
For me, I'm in this for the long haul.
Yeah.
When it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
And I'm going to connect with people that I'm inspired by and moved by.
Okay.
Whether they have the business or the site or the platform or not, I want to connect with people who I'm inspired by what they're creating. Yeah. And the type of heart that they have. So when I connect with someone, it's never about let's do business, let's do a deal, let's do this, let's do that. Where I feel, and maybe there's times that I have done that, but I'm just not aware of it. But I really make the effort to not start that way. Yeah. For me, I want to build friendships. Yeah. And that's how I approach everything. With what would I want someone to approach me with? How, what would make me want to learn more about them when they approach me?
What about the, hey, what's up, man? You want to promote my new course?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that cool?
It doesn't work for me. When people do that, I'm just like, they
such a turn off.
Just don't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've done that before.
Yeah.
So maybe, I recognize the way I didn't want to be anymore or something. Yeah. But, it's just my intention to really connect with people on a deeper level. Yeah. And look them in the eyes and really listen. Yeah. Ask evoking questions and listen to what they're up to.
I think what I'm pulling out is the key phrase being long haul. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's you might not do business with someone right away, but they see the intentions. Good guy genuinely cares, and he's coming to someone else as to, you had the whole thing with we were talking, hanging out, and I was interested in, just getting to the next level, and I was like, hey, I want to buy books from someone, and you went out of your way to make the introduction, make things happen. And it's the great thing is that, you didn't have to do that. You did that as a friend. That led to, we got a great deal with Gary. Thanks, Gary.
And I didn't get a commission or anything out of that. I didn't get anything.
And that's one of these things where it's like I will, it's always in the back. What's crazy is that 10 years from now, I'm still gonna always think back and remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and you connected me to Wiley, for book publishing, and just nothing to gain except helping a friend out, and those things just, I think from a networking perspective, it's like I never forget that kind of stuff because I'm always out trying to do the same for others, and it's like you make those intros for people, and you genuinely try and set them up. And if you're the person that's out there meeting people at the events, as long as you look at someone and you're like, hey, so where's he heading? He's got this book launch coming up. When you launch, we've got our book club. I'm like, my head goes to like, sweet. Well, how can we support that and go? We'll buy a ton of books. We'll do all kinds of stuff, and whatever we can do to help support. But it's like, do that for everyone that you meet that's an influencer. It's how can you best serve that person, and it's like stack the chips in their favor so that they want to be near you or like hang out. Yeah. It's like when you're the leech, man, everyone wants to run from you. Exactly. So so that's cool. Okay, and then I think the leech. So I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna wrap things up with the last pillar, which is lifestyle. And that's what I love about you, is because a lot of times people can make a lot of bucks, they can have this sweet pad, but if you don't have happiness, you don't have fulfillment, you don't have a good lifestyle, then it's all for nothing. So we heard a little bit about handball, but what else happens in the life of Lewis Howes that keeps you fired up?
What doesn't happen?
What doesn't happen?
I'm just kidding. For me, it's setting up my business and my daily life to do the things that I love, that fire me up. So some of the things I love doing is pursuing my dreams, which is one is handball, pursuing an Olympic dream. Okay. I'm on the USA national team, like I mentioned. I'm a big fan of dancing, believe it or not. I love to salsa dance. Okay. So my intention is to go out at least once a week.
There's hearts melting all over right now.
I've been doing this for 8 years.
You are single, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm single.
This is how I can try and help.
No. But
we're going to put Lewis's phone number at the bottom. I'll filter the calls. I'll weed him out like the assistant.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love to go salsa dancing. I do a lot of personal development. I do a lot of trainings to learn about myself and to improve my skills. I'm in a program right now we're reading like every leadership book there is. I have a mentor that I talk to every week.
Sweet.
I have a group of other leaders, and we're all supporting each other to achieve our goals. So I'm learning a lot about myself there. I do a lot of public speaking training. Just always trying to learn. That fires me up. Learning in a different way, right? Not like traditional school, but learning in a different way. I really enjoy traveling and seeing friends all over the world. But mostly it's the creative aspect of dancing. I play guitar, playing the sport is an art for me. Yeah. It's creative. It's improvisational. Yeah. It's art in motion, right?
And so in handball, how many people on the field for handball?
It's a court. But it's 7-on-7, and it's like soccer with your hands. Or
how fast do you think that you get that ball going?
I'd say 50, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, man. Has it ever just like hit someone like in
I
the
hit
face?
someone a couple weeks ago in a tournament. I hit them, the goalie. I was probably about from here to the camera away. I was jumping and diving, and I threw it as hard as I could at the goal. The goalie's standing in front of the goal, and I threw it as hard as I could. And for whatever reason, I was too close to him, and I hit him right on top of his head. And he was wearing glasses, and the glasses shattered to pieces on the floor. And I instantly grabbed him and I go, "I'm so sorry, you okay?" Because it's really like a bad thing to do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's unwritten rule that you never hit a goalie in the face. And so I was like, I've done this twice in my life. And I was just like, "I'm so sorry, dude. Are you okay?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." I think I hit him like above in his forehead, as opposed to like if I hit him in his nose, it would be game over. But he was like, "Yeah, I'm all good." And he had an extra pair of glasses. I was like, "Thank God."
Smashing glasses with Lewis Howes.
Yeah, right.
And the cameraman's wearing glasses. Just
get ready. Get ready.
He's like hiding behind the camera right now. It's like, dude, awesome. Well, so before we wrap up, we got one final last question. So this is I feel like we got a good, well-rounded look behind the scenes here with you. And so the last question is just, what's something that most people don't know about you? So this might be something that, it's the girl you might start dating after this episode that she doesn't find out until month 4. Something that not everyone knows.
Well, the first thing that came to mind was something I just revealed last week in a podcast about something that happened to me when I was really young, and I'll just let you guys go listen to that if you want to. But something else, maybe more a little lighter.
And that's a great episode, by the way, too.
Yeah.
The Jennifer Page, she's amazing. Love you, Jennifer. And guys, definitely check that one out and check out the School of Greatness, because it's something I tune into and I love it. And I think like exactly what you said about being different and then having different style guests. And it's just a whole different spin. And I find it to be inspirational, yet also has tangible tactics to get there.
Yeah.
To live the life on fire, live the dream.
Yeah. Something people don't know about me. Man, I'm a pretty open book.
Yeah.
Let me think.
What about
I would, you know what? Something people don't know about me is maybe I would hate to die without having a family. I think I would hate to die without having like the woman of my dreams next to me every night, experiencing what that type of love feels like.
Yeah.
And what it feels like raising a child.
Huge.
So I think
that's a
I
big
don't know if
one.
I've ever really said that to anyone, but it just.
Well, it sounds like it's one of the. And how old are you now?
31.
31.
I don't feel like I'm ready for it right now.
Yeah.
But I know it's something I want.
Yeah.
So it's like, when am I going to be ready, and when's it going to happen? I don't know.
It's crazy.
open.
I'm 32, and it's one of these things where I don't know. I was at that last event, and I hit this point where it was like, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever really be ready, because your life is always going to be nuts. Like, you're always going to be living the dream,
travel around,
flying.
yeah.
But it's that point where it's like you look at all the things you're doing, and it's like we're fulfilled by helping people, we're fulfilled by giving back, we're fulfilled by just doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's like, man, wouldn't it be nice to have someone that could like be there with you, like flying around the handball thing,
I never had.
That love,
Yeah.
and so it's like the Burnoff guy, I look down, I'm like, all right, business, did that the last event, cleared some limiting beliefs, and then on the love side, it's like, why don't I have it? And it's like creating that plan, to drill down and find it. But yeah, man, it'd be awesome when you got it.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
So when you see on Facebook it says relationship status in a relationship, then you'll know that I'm on that batch.
Dude, that I know we were talking off camera about that. I know I pushed that nuclear button and said I was in a relationship.
Man.
And for us guys, like, you gotta really, really, really know
that girl.
Yeah. And so if you're a woman and the guy's dodging that for 4 or 5 months, then
Something to question.
something's up. It's a big deal. Dude, awesome. And so I think this wraps things up, man. Awesome time. Thanks so much.
brother.
I think we may have to now go and dabble in the tequila, which is probably $1,000 bottle from Tim Ferriss
Probably,
that's on your
yeah,
fridge. But
yeah.
no better way to christen this episode.
You want to get a sip?
Are you down?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We gotta do it. All right, let's do it.
So Tim Ferriss sent me this recently. I was helping him set up some stuff online.
And what does the note say?
It just says, "You rock, Tim." And so he's like, "I'm gonna send you something," and it's like this amazing bottle of sipping tequila. I don't drink. I don't know if he knows that or not. But
Doesn't drink. So I just want to personally say, Tim, really appreciate it. Thank you.
But since you saw it and you asked and you wanted to try it out, I figured we could try it here, because I don't know when I would actually ever try this. So I don't even
better
know.
time than right now.
It seems like a limited edition type of thing, but from Mexico.
It's a bottle number, lot number, date, and sign.
Wow, there you go.
That's crazy. Something tells me this is going to be extra delicious. And this is what I like to do during my day. So my perfect day starts with getting up, going to, driving up to LA, hanging out with Lewis for a little bit, sipping on some amazing tequila.
I've never opened a bottle of tequila, nor have I had tequila. I might have had a sip once. Oh man, it smells like fire. Like it's a straight alcohol. All right, that's probably the most alcohol I've had in like a year.
Dude.
All right.
Well, I guess we gotta cheers
What do
to
we cheers to it
it's building a school
until life on fire.
to life on fire. Cheers, guys.
I'm scared. Wow, it smells strong. Oh. Oh my God, dude, that's like burning me. That's seriously never drink. Wow, that's strong right there.
That's actually insanely smooth.
Oh my goodness.
Don't give this guy Jose.
Camera guy.
Thanks, Tim.
That's good. You're supposed to sip it.
You're supposed to sip it, not shot it.
Yeah, you guys were
It
like
was strong. But you were just
I'm here to help you set your life on fire.